You're 12 years old, sitting on your bed in Medellín, Colombia, 1970, watching your older brother Roberto pedal past your window. He's training. Third place in the National Cycling Championship last year. 37 wins in a single season. Your neighborhood calls him El Osito, Little Bear, because he's built like a tank but smiles like a kid. You think he's going to be famous, a champion, maybe even Olympic level. You're wrong. By the time you're 25, Roberto isn't counting laps anymore. He's counting money. And not just any money, he's the chief accountant for the Medellín cartel, your other brother Pablo's operation, the one supplying 80% of the world's cocaine. Roberto doesn't ride bikes now. He rides shotgun in armored cars, moving between warehouses full of cash that smells like mold and rat piss. And you? You're one of his 10 accountants. Congrats! You've got the worst job in Colombia. Your first day, Roberto walks you into a warehouse outside the city. No windows, one door, guards with AKs standing outside like this is a nuclear facility. He unlocks the padlock, swings the door open, and you see it. Stacks of cash, floor to ceiling, US dollars, hundreds, 50s, 20s, piled like sandbags. The room smells like wet paper and something else. Something dead. Roberto doesn't say anything. He just hands you a calculator, a notepad, and a box of rubber bands. Then he leaves. You stand there, alone, staring at more money than you've seen in your entire life, and your job is to count it, all of it, by hand. You start with one stack, $100 bills. You count to 10,000. Wrap it with a rubber band. You write the amount in your notebook. Move to the next stack, then the next. Your fingers cramp after an hour. Your eyes blur after 2. By hour 3, you've counted maybe $200,000. You look up, you've barely made a dent. The stacks go on forever. You realize something that makes your stomach drop. This isn't a one-day job. This is your life now. The cartel is pulling in $60 million a day. 60 million every single day. 15 tons of cocaine smuggled into the United States. Every single day. You do the math in your head and it breaks your brain. 420 million a week. 22 billion a year. And all of it comes in cash. Because you can't exactly deposit drug money at Banco de Bogota and expect them not to ask questions. So it comes to you. In duffel bags, in suitcases, in cardboard boxes that used to hold bananas, delivered by men who don't make eye contact, dropped off at warehouses, farmhouses, apartments, basements. And your job is to count it, record it, store it, protect it. And if you lose a single dollar, you better make it good, or you disappear. Roberto explains the system. He calls them caletas, little hiding places, secret compartments built into walls, floors, ceilings, custom furniture with false bottoms, swimming pools with waterproof chambers underneath. Some caletas hold $5 million, just sitting there, tucked into a bedroom wall in some random apartment in Medellín. And only 2 people in the world know where all the caletas are. Pablo and Roberto. You are not one of those people. Your job is narrower. You count what comes in, you bundle it, you load it into trucks. You ride with armed guards to locations you're not allowed to remember. Sometimes they blindfold you before you get there. You unload the cash. You stack it. You leave. You don't ask questions. You don't write anything down. You just do the work and hope you don't fuck up. The rubber bands become your life. Roberto orders them in bulk. $2,500 a month just for rubber bands. You go through thousands. Every day. Wrapping stacks. 10,000 per bundle. Hundreds of bundles. Your hands smell like latex and ink. The edges of the bills cut your fingers. Paper cuts everywhere. By the end of the week, your hands look like you've been fighting cats. Then there's the spoilage. Roberto pulls you aside one day. Says it casual, like he's talking about the weather. We write off 10% a year. You blink? 10% of what? The money. You do the math. 10% of 22 billion. $2.1 billion. Gone. Every year. Where does it go? Roberto shrugs. Rats eat it. Water damage. Mold. Sometimes we just lose track of it. You stare at him. You want to laugh. But he's serious. There is so much money that losing $2 billion a year is just cost of business. Like buying office supplies. You see it yourself soon enough. A warehouse in the countryside. You walk in and the smell hits you first. Rot. Wet cardboard. You look down. There's a stack of hundreds on the floor, soaked through. Black mold growing on Ben Franklin's face. Next to it, a chewed-up pile of 20s. Rat shit everywhere. You pick up what's left, maybe 50 grand. Ruined. You toss it in a trash bag. Roberto sees you, waves his hand. And don't bother. Not worth the time. You're throwing away $50,000 like it's a McDonald's wrapper. Some days, you bury money, literally. Plastic garbage cans packed with cash, wrapped in sheets, sealed tight. You dig a hole on some random farm, drop the can in, cover it with dirt. Then you leave. You don't mark it on a map, you don't write it down, you just remember. Or try to. Because if you forget, that's $5 million gone forever. And guess what? That happens. All the time. Millions buried and lost because the guy who knew where it was got shot in the face by a rival cartel. You're working with 9 other accountants. You get to know them. Sort of. Nobody talks much. Everybody's paranoid. One guy, Javier, he's been doing this for 3 years. He's the veteran. He gives you advice. Don't skim. Don't borrow. Don't even think about it. They'll know. And when they know, you're dead. You believe him, but people still try. A guy named Carlos. You barely know him. He's been on the team for 6 months. One day, he doesn't show up. Nobody says anything. A week later, you hear he was found in a ditch outside Envigado. Hands cut off, tongue cut out. The message is clear. You steal, you die. You fuck up, you die. You talk, you die. 7 of your 10-person team will be dead within a few years. You don't know which 7 yet. You just show up every day and hope it's not you. The work is brutal, not just dangerous, physically exhausting. You're lifting duffel bags stuffed with 50 pounds of cash, hauling them upstairs, loading them into truck beds. Your back aches. Your shoulders scream. Yet one night you're moving money into a caleta in some rich guy's mansion. You're alone in a bedroom, stacking bills into a hidden compartment behind a mirror. It's 2 in the morning. You've been working for 16 hours. Your hands are shaking. You drop a stack. Hundreds scatter across the floor. You freeze, heart pounding. Because if someone walks in and sees this, if they think you're trying to pocket it, you're done. You pick up every single bill, recount the stack. It's all there. You exhale. But your hands don't stop shaking for an hour. You start having dreams about money, piles of it, endless. You're counting and it never stops. You wake up and your fingers are twitching like you're still wrapping rubber bands. You can't look at cash the same way anymore. A $100 bill used to feel like a fortune. Then now it's just paper, dirty paper. You've counted so much money it doesn't even feel real. The violence is everywhere. You don't see it directly, but you feel it, hear about it. A warehouse gets raided, 3 guards dead. The money? Gone. A driver gets intercepted by a rival cartel, tortured for information. He talks. The caleta he knew about gets emptied. $2 million vanished. Roberto doesn't even blink, just moves the next shipment to a different location. You're working in Medellín when a car bomb goes off 6 blocks away. The building shakes. You keep counting. What else are you going to do? The war between the cartel and the government is escalating. Pablo's enemies are multiplying. Los Pepes, the Cali cartel, the DEA, the Colombian military. Everybody wants him dead, and by extension, everybody wants his money. It's which means everybody wants you. You start sleeping with a gun under your pillow. You don't go out at night. You don't tell anyone what you do. Not your girlfriend, not your parents, nobody. Because if the wrong person finds out, you're a target. Kidnap you, torture you, make you give up the locations. You've heard the stories. Accountants grabbed off the street, held for ransom. Some come back. Most don't. Roberto gets paranoid. He asks the prison authorities for protection. You don't know why he's in prison. You don't ask. But even behind bars, he's still running the money, still managing the caletas, still giving orders. Then the letter arrives. December 18th, 1993. You're not there, but you hear about it. A letter bomb, addressed to Roberto. He opens it. The explosion rips through the Itagüí prison. Roberto's face, his chest. Is his hands, shredded. He loses an eye, goes 60% deaf. 2 guards critically wounded. You realize something. This job doesn't have a retirement plan. It has a body count. But you keep working, because what choice do you have? You're in too deep. You know too much. You've seen too much. Walking away isn't an option. They'd kill you just to tie up loose ends. Pablo surrenders, then escapes, then gets hunted, then gets killed. December 2nd, 1993, shot on a rooftop in Medellín. The empire collapses. You think it's over. It's not. Roberto's still in prison, and before he went in, he buried $10 million in plastic cans somewhere on the prison grounds. You don't know where. He doesn't tell you. That's the rule. Only Pablo and Roberto knew everything, and Pablo's dead. The caletas are still out there, hundreds of them. I'm scattered across Colombia, 5 million here, 2 million there, hidden in walls, buried in fields, stashed in furniture, and the people who knew where they were, most of them are dead, Shot, bombed, disappeared. You hear stories. 1989. Someone finds 5 million buried in Medellín. A few months later, 25 million and 150 kilos of gold. 2009, 10 million discovered at Hacienda Nápoles, just sitting there, waiting. But most of it, gone, lost, forgotten. Rats ate it, water destroyed it, or it's still out there, somewhere, rotting in a plastic can 6 feet underground, and nobody alive knows where. You're out now. Roberto got released in 2006 after more than 10 years inside. You've moved on, sort of. You don't count money anymore. You can't even look at cash without your hands starting to cramp. But sometimes you think about it. All those caletas, all those millions, hidden, forgotten. You remember locations, not all of them, but some. You could go back, dig them up, disappear. But you don't, because you remember Javier's advice. You remember Carlos in the ditch. You remember Roberto's face after the bomb. You remember the 7 dead accountants. You survived. That's more than most people can say. And somewhere out there, in a wall or a field or a warehouse, there's a plastic can full of $100 bills, wrapped in sheets, rotting, waiting for someone who's never coming back. You know where it is. You're never going to touch it.